What's up guys, my name is Juan and you're watching my channel BlueprintPC. So today we're doing a build video. If you didn't already kind of get that. We're doing my build video for my personal rig. This is not the video I was planning on doing for a build right this moment, but I kind of have to. My personal rig is currently dying. My motherboard is failing. It is becoming such a pain in my butt and I need to get it done. Because if I don't, I'm not gonna be able to do videos, I'm not gonna be able to game, and you know, after work, it's nice to game for a little while and just relax, hopefully. So from left to right, at least my left to right, everything's getting shoved inside the Fractal Design Meshify S2. It's a pretty decent sized case, not too super large, but it's giving me all the room that I need to put everything in there, along with expandability for hard drive space, because I'm gonna use a ton of hard drive space for video editing, and even then, games are getting bigger day by day. I probably just scratched that. I'm going to do a few personalizations to this, which I will show you guys in the end when I do the reveal. All my personal hard drives that I currently have are getting put in this, which I do have a Crucial NVMe and a couple Seagate 2TB hard drives just for storage and things of that nature. I'm going to do a fresh Windows install, so that way everything's all clean and nice going into the new rig. Now you have the Thermaltake Pure 14 ARGB fans. They're 3 140mm, which will fit all in the front of this, and those will hopefully do a nice job. They have good noise and airflow characteristics. And the RAM I'm using is the Trident Z Neo. It's 3200 megahertz, 32 gigabytes at CL16. I went with that. It's 4 DIMMs. I went with that because it's on the QVL list for the processor, which I'll get into here, and then the motherboard as well. I need ultimate reliability, so I know I can go with faster RAM, but that's going to give me, again, the reliability I need. I need my system to run for gaming and for video editing, because when it doesn't work, I can't do videos and I can't game. So I need reliability. Powering all this is the EVGA 1000 G5. It's a fully modular, gold-rated power supply. And again, I went with that because it's going to give me plenty of juice to power everything and also keep me in the sweet spot for the overall system usage with the 3080 and the processor, which is the 3900X, 12 cores, 24 threads, Ryzen 3000 series Zen 2. So I went with that because, one, I couldn't get a 5000 series. That's primarily why I went with that. Again, Zen 2 is great. There's nothing wrong with it, and I'm very happy to be stepping up to that. I'm currently rocking a 2700X, and this will do nicely for gaming and rendering, so I'll get a nice performance boost there. Because originally I was going to get a 5800X because 8 cores and 16 threads does pretty well for me for editing. So I really didn't have any high demands for that. The motherboard that's all getting attached to is the ASRock Extreme 4 B550. This is a pretty good motherboard all around. It supports PCIe Gen 4, and it's a Swiss Army knife. It does everything very well. It has great power design. It has 14-phase VRMs for overclocking and gaming, and it's got a crazy amount of I/O, which is going to work with the Type-C port on the front of that case, and allow me to plug everything I need to for gaming and video editing into the system. Jumping to the right, the graphics card is the EVGA 4 3 Ultra Gaming. It's the RTX 3080, which I did a video on that as well, so if you have any questions, check that out. Cooling down the processor, I'm going to use the EKAIO 360. It is rated one of the top 3 by Gamers Nexus, and I like the styling of it. I know they didn't, and there's a lot of people who don't like the styling, but I really do, so I'm excited about that. And I'm doing some cable extensions here for the power supply by Formula Mod, and you'll see all those in the reveal because I kind of want to keep some of this stuff hidden because, again, I'm doing a few personalization things to this one, which I'm excited about, and you may or may not like, and that's okay. Again, it's my personal rig, so we'll see. But I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to start tearing all this stuff apart and make a huge mess, get it shoved in there, and then I'll do a reveal for you guys and a quick recap at the end. I will be doing some follow-up videos, kind of a part 2, just a recap of how everything is working, and I'm doing a separate benchmark video for this guy, which I still need to do, and I haven't done yet strictly because my personal rig's dying and I didn't want to give you bad results because of hardware failures. So let's go ahead, let's open all this up and see what I did. Alrighty guys, so welcome to vlog mode with shittier audio and video because I'm honestly not going to readjust the lights right now. This is kind of an impromptu thing. So you saw the first half. I wanted to do my build, and I was excited and giddy like a little schoolgirl, and it was so wrong of me to be like that. Why? Because it was like your first day in prison. It hurt so bad. So, shifting angles here a little bit. The system is currently running. I am resetting my windows and whatnot for a fresh install. I wanted to do that because previously my rig has been updated and changed so many times. I just know there's going to be driver issues, things like that, so I just want a clean install. Getting to this point was no fun at all. No fun at all. So, started prepping the case, put the fans in the front, you know, basically that. Prep the motherboard, put the processor in, put the RAM in, the M.2 drive, all that fun stuff. So, cool, yeah. All that was great so far. No problems there. Go to put the AIO in. It's EK 360 D-RGB. And for the most part, the bracket setup, how it mounts is great. That was actually really easy and really user-friendly. Problem. Let's talk about it. You can probably see there that it's super snug on the RAM. And if you couldn't hear me because the mic's directional, it's super snug on the RAM. So I tried flipping it around and doing different things. Two big problems. One, these hoses are super stiff and did not like being bent in certain angles, and I didn't want it to go and just leak all over the place. I could not flip this around because that's actually the way I first tried to do it. So yeah, I should have actually backed that up. So I originally tried to flip it around this way to where the hoses were here and have it run. They're not long enough. It's just not freaking long enough, which is stupid. How? I don't get how EK that up. I'll censor that out probably. But you would think you'd make your hoses long enough to do that. But they did not. So I'm going to give you a minus for that. Anywho, put it like this. Mounted it, and like the hoses being so close to the RAM really just irked the crap out of me. So, mistake on my part number one. I decided to, you know what, I'll just uninstall the cooler and I will just, you know, try to test it some other ways. The first problem was when I tried to remove the cooler, it pulled the processor out of the socket with it. The fun part about that is it bent some pins. So I got to enjoy the pleasure of straightening pins out, which was fantastic. It took me a little bit. I used a little X-Acto knife and slowly just adjusted the pins a little bit until it dropped in the socket. And thankfully, that corrected that. So I just gotta be thankful for that. The one I was able to repair the pins, and you know, again, it's currently functioning. It's doing a clean Windows install right now. Major problem number two, the GPU. I actually had, and I apologize for the mess and the video quality and all that fun stuff again, I had my own vertical mount that I had in my other case. I made the stupid assumption that it would just fit in this case too. No, it doesn't. The other case has the little, between the PCI slots, the bars that are there. My other case doesn't have those, so that mounts appropriately. So that was my mistake. Clearly, completely my stupidity for just being ignorant and thinking, oh yeah, it'll work. So I'm like, fine, whatever. I'll just mount it horizontally for now. And here's where this is not my mistake. You probably can't see this. I'm going to try my best. But in there, the heat sink on the chipset is too thick. The card literally goes in and gets stopped. Like, it hits the heatsink on the chipset for the motherboard and won't lock into the PCI slot. So, crap. So, what I decided to do was then, what you see there, and just mount it to the vertical slot on the case, which, no, it is not going to be the final home there. I'm going to figure something out because that's going to get screaming hot being too close to the glass. And the fun I had with that is the riser cable I had on this was too short. My other riser cable that I had, this is vertical and won't fit between the GPU and the bottom of the case. So I piggybacked the two. and got all kinds of errors. Got error code 94 for PCI bus and whatnot, and it wouldn't finish booting. It wouldn't, like, it was a pain in my ass, and it was just giving me such a freaking butt ache. Eventually, I took the shorter PCI cable that I had, I plugged it into the bottom 16 lane 3.0 slot, and that's where I'm at right now. That's why it's functioning, at least currently. Once I get a fresh Windows install and verify that everything else is working, I think what I'm going to do, and I'm just going to give you a quick preview here, is probably actually cut out all those bars on the back of the case and then install my vertical mount anyway. So this has been crap. It's been a nightmare, and I know these probably don't sound that bad, but when you're in the middle trying to do something and it's just one little nuanced problem after another. Oh, and teaser, you've already seen it now. I did actually wrap the bottom PSU basement in white carbon fiber wrap. So yeah, but I will do a follow-up to this one once it's all running appropriately and give you my review of everything, because I have come across a couple little things that I would definitely change moving forward. And, you know, it is what it is. But I'll get into more detail on that in the follow-up video. Outside of that, guys, I failed this one. I mean, there's a lot of mistakes on my part. Even when I pulled the cooler off and I ripped the processor out with it, I was just in a hurry. You should, just for future reference, you should twist it. But actually, you know what? You can't twist that one because it's on studs. But I should have definitely been more ginger and taken my time with it and slowly just kept rocking it and rocking it and rocking it, and then removed it a little bit more, again, gingerly. So outside of that, guys, please hit that like, subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next one.